full of people.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we're glad to have here today, as we just tell you, the Michael Chapman. Woo.
So good to be here.
Thank you for taking time to do this schedule.
Thank you.
Michael, you know...
First of all, I want to give this magical flower to your beautiful
Aww.
lady here.
Thank you. Mwah.
Thank you. Showman. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know what the Michael is doing right now. He's a great competition organizer, right? But Michael, nobody really remembers right now because you don't talk about it. Tell me, how did you start to dance?
Well, I grew up in Memphis, Tennessee, and I have two other brothers, and my mom was social dancing at a studio. And I was 11 years old, and she brought us in, and I fell in love with it first moment I walked in. My brothers, you had to pull them by the ears, but I stuck to it. I've been in the business for 35 years. It's been my passion. It's still my passion. Music is everything to me. And
so when you came in, so you was 11? 11. So you felt it naturally, or you had some trouble? So how?
Well, you know, I must say, I mean, of course, I was nervous about it, but I shook my hips, and they says, "You're so natural." I felt like I looked like a sissy or something, but they said that you look so natural, and I believed them, and it was great for my confidence.
Okay.
And yeah, so here I am today.
For your 35-year career, right? How many partners did you have?
I had a total of 3. I must say I was very fortunate. I had Ellie Olar, who was Bobby Medeiros' former partner. He was like the Mambo King, Bobby Medeiros. And he was in the United States final and world final, and he was doing a demonstration with Ellie Olar and brought her through, and he was getting ready to stop, and he saw that I had some talent, so he says, "Why don't you move to Miami and dance with Ellie?"
So you just moved?
I got up and left because it was my passion. At age 21.
Okay, you just get up and moved.
I moved to Miami.
So I want to hear the news. You promised me that you're going to tell me the news.
You're going to have to wait for the news, but I do have news, so I want to...
Some special news, even we don't know, ladies and gentlemen, coming out after a couple of breaks, and a special section which we created with Michael called Nightmares of Michael Chapman. So stay for that. Okay, so you moved to Miami. How did you meet Anna Lorente?
Well, Anna came a little bit later. First, when I finished dancing with Ellie, she got married and moved away. Rufus Dustin, my mentor, called me and said, "Michael, your ship has arrived. You're going to be dancing with the beautiful Christy Lowe." She was.
You saw that this was a real yacht, right?
So anyway, Christy was from the Monte Carlo Ballet, Grace Kelly's ballet, American Ballet Theater.
Yes.
Just amazing. So she flew in to Miami, and we had 7 wonderful years together. Eventually won many titles, also winning the World Open Exhibition 2 times.
Yes.
And then she met this great fellow, and she went on to get married, and then Anna came into my life. This Cuban bombshell. And let me tell you, I was at the Tropicala at the Fontainebleau Hilton on Miami Beach, and I walk in, Dimi, and she was kicking her legs. She was a lead dancer. She was kicking her legs and shaking. I'm like, this is the girl.
That would attract me for sure.
And 6 weeks later, we were traveling and doing competitions and shows all over the world, and she's just an amazing, gifted dancer with so much knowledge. And
I have the note from one of your friends, actually.
Babette, wait just a little bit longer. I know the news. I can't wait to tell the news, but just wait just a little longer.
So I have a note from one of your friends. So when you get together, she actually didn't speak a word of English,
no.
Right? So she was how many weeks from?
She'd only been
from Cuba, right?
Yeah, from Cuba. She'd only been on the stage for about 6 weeks, and she trusted in me. We had a connection from the beginning. And I must say, this girl has a lot of fire. And one thing that we have in common is passion. We have passion about the industry and about dance.
If the girl is fire, occasionally you fight. Did you fight?
Oh boy, did we ever fight? You know, it was like
therapy session starting now. Tell me about it.
It was like the sublime to the ridiculous. You know, I guess competing at major events and. Of course, brings on nerves, and she's a perfectionist, but with her fire, every time she would do something, sometimes it was supposed to be 5 steps she was supposed to do to me, and she would do 7 or it would be 3. So I always have to, I never could know exactly what she would do, but at the time I didn't want to change that because that was what she brought to the table, is this amazing energy and, again, fire. And
I met
so,
her. She's lots of energy. Yeah.
Yeah, so we've stayed connected through all the years, and now we've been working for some time on an event.
And I heard about it, the famous Cuba, which is right now everybody talking about it, and how this came to life.
Well, of course, I've been quite connected to Cuba, living in Miami for so many years. Now I live in St. Petersburg, Florida, but you know, Anna comes from Cuba, so I've heard so many wonderful stories. And of course, dance sport, the roots of our industry of music is the cha-cha-cha,
yes,
the rumba, the bolero. So, and everyone knows probably a couple of years ago at Millennium, I had the World Latin Show Dance, and we brought
yes,
over the orchestra,
Aragon.
Orchestra Aragon. So Anna and I have been working on a project for about 3 years, and we finally, as of about 6 weeks ago, got permission from the U.S. government and also the Cuban government to host the open and closed Cuban International Ballroom Championships. So,
Is that the news?
no, that's not the news. But that's great news.
It sounds amazing, ladies and gentlemen. Stay for more. We're gonna go now into section Nightmares, special section Nightmares of the competition.